Welcome to Yeshiva Daf Shir sponsor Nishpa Sam Yakoshom Le'Abba Sitzchok. We're holding over the Zara Daf Lamed Gimel. We're starting in the two dots after about the third of the Hamud when the Gemara says Noidos of Kechovim V'Kankanim. So as Rashi right away puts out, he says the difference between Noidos and Kankanim is that Noidos is made out of leather and Kankanim is made out of clay. And it says over there that the Noidos and Kankanim of the Kechovim, that's where you have Isurim. So if you have Yisrael, wine and Yisrael is in it, so Asurim, Yisurim, Yisur Anah, Divrei Hameir, and Cholim say it's not Asur B'Anah. Same what Torah Bonon, Noidos of Kechovim, Grudim, Chadoshim, Mutorim, Yeshonim, Umzufofim, Asurim. The way Rashi learns is, we talk about the Noidos, as Rashi said, the Noidos is what? It is made out of leather. If they're new, so they're mutter. What does it mean it's mutter? So the wine that went into them wasn't absorbed, and you can still use it. It's not absorbed. Says Rashi, this refers only to the leather ones, to the leather noidos, not to the clay. Because the clay, the minute wine goes into it, they absorb it. That's new ones. But if it's old, or it's mezufafim. Mezufafim means you put some tar into it. Put some, material into it to cover it. Then it's also, because now it absorbs the wine. Or v'kechovim ribivom v'ibdom, the nosat echem yain. So if the v'kechovim is the one who's putting this, according to Rashi, the tar into it. So he prepared them, he processed them, and he put wine into them. The Yisrael is looking on what he's doing. Ain't a choshish. No problem. Someone what does it help you? The Yisrael Melagabo. You have your wine of a guy who's putting in there. I don't care. I saw him. He processed these leather flasks. The Yisrael and Yisrael is putting wine into it. You need to have another Yisrael who is a Mashgiach, who's going to look, everything is okay. So what do you have to look for? Now the Yisrael is doing, why you have to have another Yisrael on top of it? Maybe, while the Yisrael is putting the wine into the flask, the guy next to him is going to make Nisach Yain. So that's why I say, though the Yisrael has to be there looking and making sure the guy is not doing any further shtick. Like we said originally, the word talk about the guy. The reason why the wine is not also according to when the guy does it, because the water that you're putting, he's putting it right into the tar. Right? You put a tar into the leather. He poured wine into it. The wine going into the tar makes the tar, it's right away going to waste. The first wine going into the tar, it goes to waste. You can't drink it. So therefore, we don't have schoishes to the kechovim and a diet that have a desire. If a guy pours wine into the salt, Rashi learned the b'milche is like a salt dish, a kli melech. You're allowed to drink the wine. Why? Because the wine going into the salt goes to waste. You can't compare. There, by the tar, the wine goes in, there's no wine. Here, you have a dish of wine and salt. It's still usable. So you can't compare the two. Now, just to mention over here, we read it the way Rashi learns it. Taisus has many questions. If you look at the Taisus starting the previous Amud, very long Taisus, going into our Amud. We're talking here different shittas of what's the halacha when you get containers of goy. Can you use it or not? We'll bring the shita of Rinutam, for example, that says that there's no chiluk. They want to be chalik nois kakanim, because depends if you're leaving the wine there for a long while or now putting it a long while. He brings the shita of Reed that says that the problem, what the Rishonim is referring to is why today we're buying from the goyim kelim. How can you buy a kli? Maybe putting the wine into it. He says there was only those days he used to put the wine in, not today. And he brings the concept of being allowed to just wash the kli and you can use it. So this sugya is a basis of, can I use a kli of a goy? Can I go to the store and buy a kli of a goy? Kli which is layered. Do I chosh there's any wine into it? Do I chosh that he used it? How can I buy a kli? Can I just clean it? All the halachas are taking on kli of a goy. A lot of it is based on this Gemara. So the Gemara. By Adi was a Tayo Shmaeli. He took these flasks from Rabbi Tzva Yosef. He put in wine into them. The Adjunali brought it back to them. Also showed them Moshe. Get the Bismanish. He says the way solution is put water in there for 3 days and you will spill it out and you're good to go. Why? Because it was not done during the process. It was very processed containers. He filled them up afterwards. You just have to take away the absorption. Put in water for 3 days. That should be good enough. Says the Gemara, Omerle is also show you. Sorry, I skipped. Yeah. Every 24 hours you have to spill the water. Don't just leave the water there for 3 days. Fill it up. Every 24 hours throw out the water. So maybe that's only hours that belong to the Jews. The Goy took it, and then you can do it. But theirs maybe not. Right? Says the Gemara. That's about as us or theirs. You had to talk about there when you know there was no wine that was there when they processed it originally. That's only the flasks made out of leather. They're made of clay loy. They both, you could put it, the water inside. This is one of the questions Toys asked in Rashi. You see from here, there's a solution for clay containers. And you just said the clay always absorbs. If it's grudim, meaning they never put it in the tar, it's mutter. Yeshonim umizufafim, if it's old and it's you have tar as before, sorry. Or if the guy put into it water, so the Yisrael put into it water, like we said, for 3 days, Rashi learns, it'll be okay. Or another solution, the guy puts into the wine, so she puts into that thing made out of fish we learned in yesterday's daf. That sear is the fish juice, and marais is a type of a dish that has fish in it, and that will take away the wine. It has like vinegary taste, and it will take away the wine. So the Gemara, you buy a little more ask with a base. You put this fish juices in it and take away the wine. Only with the if you did it, it's okay. Takes new barrels from the guy. You can put wine, no problem. Yeshani, if it's old, you can put into it this different vinegars and it'll be okay. What happens if you take the clay barrels, put it back into the fire? Do libra. And what happens then? If you could put vinegar into it, or the fish juice, or the koshkin, of course the fire will bring it back to its original state. Put it back at the fire. Once the tar gets melted, it's mutar. And that's the idea of libun. Libun, whenever you have something else you put into the fire, and it's meluban, it fixes the issue. Don't tell me only when they actually are completely removed the tar. Even if it just gets soft. If they didn't take it out. Something more, okay, that's good when you put it into the fire, you put libun on a fire. Kinso, what about kinso? Kinso means you put small pieces of wood in it and light it up. Do I say that the same way if you put it into the fire from on the other side, it's okay? Putting fire inside should be okay as well. That's not considered to be like blowing it from below it. It's how the same amount of heat. Can I put beer into it? Into the kelim of the goy? So Rav Yehuda Asrei, the Rav Shari. It's a machlekes. You can put a beer into it or not. Says the Gemara, Ravina Shar le'achia b'rei Rav Yitzchak l'mira b'shicha. He allowed Rav Yitzchak to put beer into it. Also Rav Bechamer. Then he put wine into it instead of beer. In other words, you see from here the reasoning. Why do I let you to put beer in it, even though maybe the beer doesn't absorb so much or doesn't take away the taste of the wine? Because you may put wine in it, and then the wine will take the taste of the wine. So he's not choishish. Hi, once it actually happened. It happened once. Says the Gemara, right? Rashi says the beer takes is mevatel the taste of the wine. It was made out of the excrement of animals, made out of feces. Malinu mayo, put water into it. Achtinu b'shim, sure, put it into the fire, into the sun parkway. They broke because of the sun. What are you doing? You're ruining these vessels. You can't use them anymore. What it says to fill it with water. Did they ever say to put it into fire, into the sun? What is Klei Neser? My Klei Neser, Mav Yosef Ha'avim, Klei Machpoiris Shel Tzrif, which is a type of material. I don't know how to translate it in art school. In Rashi said it's a karka shechomim shel tzrif. I think it's a suffer. I forgot how to translate it. But there's a certain type of material that does not have tahor. It says more the veifarzuk refilo onos hanikuvi mipomediso. The Biur was saying to a person, he was vice steward to the king, and he took away these vessels from Madiso. Rabbi Buchai put wine into them. Had you not like, he gave it back to them. Also, Shalu Rav Yehuda said, what should we do with it? You don't leave it, he didn't leave it for a very long time. In other words, it's 12 vessels, not talk about barrels. So therefore, you just put it to water, it's good enough. Another type of vessel, which is make it out of this type of karka called shechimi. They don't swallow a lot. You just put water into it, it's good enough. Made of clay. They don't swallow a lot. Just put water into it, it's good enough. Kosi means cups. They use regular cups. Hasi also about Rashi showing. So Ravasi says it's osur, even though, and Rashi says mutter. If the guy drank from it, so everybody agrees that the first time is osur. If they put a second time water into it, because it's only the third time they put water into it, will help or not. Is it's the third time will be okay. So that's what Rashi learns. Rashi learns means you take cups of a guy, wash it once, it's not good enough. Twice, it doesn't work enough. The third time will be good enough. Taisus learns a little differently. Taisus says that, what I said, I apologize. What I said was Taisus Pshat. You wash it 3 times, and the third time will be mutter. Rashi learns the Pshat is that the parusha means that the guy drank it the first time. That's what it means. The guy went and drank it the first time that it was made. So if the guy used it the first time, the second time, then it's also. If the guy used it after only the third shimush, then it's mutter. Because then already, the first 2 times they put the liquid into it, it absorbs it much more, and that's why it's a problem. We'll stop over here. Be'ez Hashem will start from this next sugi of kunyo in the next half. Have a wonderful day.